If you're a fan of any of these teams, I hate to break it to you because the Dallas Mavericks are taking the 6th seed. There is no doubt the Western Conference is looking like one of the craziest conferences we've ever seen. And with the amount of teams that there are trying to get the final playoff spot and not be a part of the play-in tournament, it is filling me up with anxiety, especially when one of those teams is my favorite team that is trying to get the final spot. But you're probably wondering, if my favorite team is the Sacramento Kings, then why would I say the Dallas Mavericks are going to get the final seed instead of my favorite team? Well, that's just because the Sacramento Kings can't win games that they need to win. Like just yesterday, they lost to the Washington Wizards. And it's not like that's just a one-off game where it's like, oh, you know, they got to get back on it next time. No, we've now lost to the Detroit Pistons, the Charlotte Hornets, the Wizards, like I just said. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. The Kings, for some reason, have this insane ability to play down to their opponent and not play like the team they should. And that is something I do not see from this Dallas Mavericks team, at least as of recently. I mean, if we're being real here, throughout the entire season, I really thought it was surprising that the Dallas Mavericks weren't higher up in the standings. With talking about the NBA basically being my job, I try to watch as many NBA games, if not every NBA game that I can, but most of the time, if my Kings are playing, I will go to tap into that game instead. So yeah, I'm not a professional when it comes to the Dallas Mavericks, but I have done a lot more research on them recently, as they have been one of the biggest opponents to my team, and it's actually scary how much they've improved. I mean, we can very easily start at the fact that they haven't been dealing with as many injuries as they did earlier on in the season. Like, it was disgusting what they were going through. I mean, last year, we all remember them not even making the playoffs. That was something I very vividly remember because I was so disappointed that they didn't even try. I think it was that last game where they didn't put Kyrie or Luka in. They just gave up. I don't think many people remember that unless you're a Dallas Mavericks fan, but yeah, I was so disappointed in them and I really was hating them after that. But yeah, this year with the way that Kyrie Irving has been playing, it's been insane, which I think one of the most underrated things about that has been the way the Dallas Mavericks have been treating him. When you look at Kyrie Irving's history with teams, it's definitely not good. Cleveland, I would say it was okay. He didn't like playing behind LeBron James and not being kind of the centerpiece or star guy, or not getting the credit he deserved, and then all the other things. So he makes his way to Boston, which just ended like an absolute nightmare. So he goes to Brooklyn, and Brooklyn was a mess. I mean, it was just terrible. He hasn't really gotten any respect. I feel like every team he went on, he was either being the problem or people were making him to be the big problem instead. But it seems like with Dallas, he's kind of found his home. He feels really comfortable there, and it is Kyrie Irving. We never know what's going to happen next, but I truly believe that he is comfortable and happy here, because why else would he have re-signed? I also want to say it is very cool that the Dallas Mavericks are flying out like his personal chef during Ramadan. That's just so cool. That's exactly what I'm talking about when I say that the Dallas Mavericks are a very respectable franchise in my opinion. But besides all their personal stuff and injuries, their game itself has 100% improved. The trade deadline, they were absolutely amazing. They brought in PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford, two guys that have been absolutely huge pieces for them, and not necessarily offensive pieces, because how much more offense do you need when you have Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving? But they have been huge on the defensive end. I mean, PJ Washington specifically, and that's really been their big problem, was their defense. PJ Washington fills that amazingly. But the other thing as well is that this Dallas Mavericks team is basically like Lob City. I mean, every time I've gone back to watch their games, I'm seeing lobs left, right, and center. Derek Lively's going up for him. He's really been the main guy throwing them down. But even sometimes Kyrie Irving is throwing them down. I mean, obviously that one was rare, but that one was, it was crazy. The lobs are crazy. They're running a lot more actions than just, you know, leaving Luka Doncic at the top of the court and running just one pick and roll, or just kind of leaving all this space open and letting Luka be the one to cook. No, they're giving Kyrie the ball. Kyrie has the option to play make. Other players are doing more action and leaving more spots, and I'm just really noticing this Dallas Mavericks team let a lot more of their team play. That's been one of the huge things. Everyone has been saying to this Dallas Mavericks team that no one is building around Luka. Luka has no help. Well, guess what? This year he does. And when you have a guy like Luka Doncic, who in my opinion, if they were a higher seeded team, should win MVP, when he is out there with a solid team around him, it is scary. It is actually scary. I'm currently looking through at the 2021-2022 season for the Dallas Mavericks because I wanted to see exactly what their roster looked like, because this guy took the team to the Western Conference Finals. Now, mind you, I would say, me personally, just quickly going through here, that his second best player was probably, I would say, Kristaps Porzingis, then Jalen Brunson, which, man, that team sounds scary if you look at where Jalen Brunson and Kristaps Porzingis are now. But at the time, this was a team that was considered no help, okay? I want everyone to remember that, and he took them all the way to the Western Conference Finals. Well, now that the team is looking good, everyone's chemistry is all linked up together, they're feeling great. Where can they go from here? here, because I'm sure a lot of you guys saw Kyrie Irving's game-winning shot against the Denver Nuggets. Luka Doncic's reaction to that shot showed me something I have never seen before, and that's that he has trust in another teammate, and that's he can give the ball to someone else and they can be the one to score the game winner. They can be the one to put the game in their hands. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that we haven't seen from Luka before, or at least I haven't, and Kyrie Irving has been the one to do that. Also, I feel like clarifying, if you don't understand why the 6th seed is such a huge position right now in the NBA, well, it's simply because you either go in the 6th seed and play against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round, at least as how the standings are looking right now. Things can change still very easily. Or you go through the play-in through the 8th and 7th seeds and end up matching up against the Denver Nuggets. I don't know about you guys, but I would way rather my first round be against the Minnesota Timberwolves than the Denver Nuggets, which is actually why I am scared for my Sacramento Kings. I mean, you're probably wondering why I didn't talk about the Phoenix Suns or the Lakers or the Warriors, any other team that could honestly make it to be the 6th seed. And well, it's because the Dallas Mavericks play against the Kings 2 times, back-to-back games against the Sacramento Kings within the next couple days. These 2 games can make or break each of these teams' seasons. It's actually frightening. I am shitting my pants. I also want to make a quick side note. I'm not quitting on my team like the Sacramento Kings. I'm not ditching them and saying that I'm going to be a Mavericks fan now. I'm just saying I've lost a lot of hope in the sense of I'm just going to wait until the end of the season and then kind of regain my ability to think about this team and think about what's next for them. Things are too close for me to care deeply about the Sacramento Kings team and where they are right now, because I could sit here and be dramatic about how they're the 8th seed, but why would I do that when in a couple games they could be up to the 6th seed or 5th seed, whatever. I just want to clarify that because I know a lot of Kings fans are sub to me and I'm a huge Kings fan myself. That's my ride or die team. I don't want you to think that I'm just switching up like that. Now, we went over the defense for the Dallas Mavericks. We've gone over their Lob City, the new players, PJ Washington, Luka, Kyrie. I mean, we've gone over a lot of things, but one thing I didn't know about Dallas Mavericks and the Dallas Mavericks fans specifically is how much they hate Grant Williams. And maybe whoever's watching this loves Grant Williams. Comment down below if you like him or hate him. But it was when I actually asked Dallas Mavericks fans how they felt about Grant Williams when I realized how much they hated him. Like, the response I would always get was that he was supposed to be a 3-and-D player, but didn't do either of those things, which is just brutal. So yeah, that's about it. I just feel like talking about the Dallas Mavericks. I've been very interested in their team. They've been a lot of fun to watch recently. They should be on an 8-game winning streak if they didn't have their 1 game without Luka against the Thunder, in which they ended up losing. But they play against the Utah Jazz next, which should be an easy win for them, and then back-to-back Sacramento Kings games, which if you weren't planning on watching, please go watch it. It is going to be such a good game. I can tell you that. Even as a Kings fan, it's going to be a good game, or a good couple games. So yeah, with that being said, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a ton. Comment down below your opinion on the Dallas Mavericks or any other team that could take the 6th seed. Maybe you're going to tell me something and my entire opinion will change, and I'll be like, oh wow, maybe the Warriors can make a run. They can't. So yeah, I will see you guys all in the next video. Later.